Hi. Today we're going to do a really nice little yoga flow. I hope you have organised yourself a lovely space in which to find your practice. So as we make ourselves ready to practice, we are going to start sitting. So if you need something to sit on, then make sure you find a nice cushion or a block or something in order to sit. If sitting with the legs crossed isn't an option for you today, kneeling, even lying down or sitting on a chair just for our initial breathing practice. Ideally we want the back somewhere near tall and straight, but if you're tired and want to start lying down, that's also okay. So we also just want to be very aware of what furniture you have around you. So just take that mental note of what you've got around you that you could use to help support you if you need your balance. And what might be obstacles. And if you have any injuries, any physical things that you want to check in with, please do not hesitate to get in touch. So do get in touch, let me know if there's anything that you want to check about your practice and any queries that you might have specifically about what's going on for you in your practice. Make sure that you're working in a way that feels comfortable and useful and beneficial for your own body as it is today. So really pay attention to your own intentions and to your own communication from your body. Let yourself rest when you need to. Let yourself change things as you need to. Use your own knowledge, your own intuition to expand and contract into and out of poses as feels useful for you. And make sure that this practice is really, is me guiding something that you can take on and use as your own. So that said, find yourself comfortable. Maybe the back somewhere near tall and straight, maybe the palms exposed upwards. And letting your eyes close down, just bringing your attention into your breath. So as you notice your breath, getting a sense of how the breath is feeling in this moment. You might straight away start controlling the breath, or you might just be watching it happening. And if you feel a need to take deep breaths or yawn, go ahead. If you want to just keep the breath as a natural rhythm, go ahead. Just noticing the breath, noticing that movement of the ribs as they expand and then contract. Notice the space in the body that the breath is able to reach. Notice where the breath moves through the throat and through the nose. By paying attention to the breath, gives us an opportunity to really focus inwards on how our body is being affected physically by any thoughts, any emotions that are currently running through, passing through, flowing through. So see if you can pay attention to how your emotions, your thoughts manifest around the areas of the chest, maybe the belly, maybe the shoulders, maybe the throat. Notice where there is calm and ease, where there is tension or challenge. And you're going to choose an intention that is going to elevate your emotional state. Maybe choosing joy, maybe choosing love or compassion. Maybe choosing strength or pride, generosity. Noticing that intention and allowing yourself to breathe into that. Breathe towards that. As you exhale, just letting go of the things that you no longer need, the things that do not serve that intention. I'm going to guide a breathing practice, just a short coherence breathing practice. As I do so, I want you to really notice where the breath moves, how the breath moves, and how the breath feels with your intention in mind. Breathing in deeply into the sides of the ribs and the bottom of the lungs. And then exhaling, keeping the back somewhere near tall and straight, keeping a softness around the body. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out. 4, 3, 2, 1. More. Breathing in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out. 4, 3, 2, 1. And letting your breath either stick with that rhythm or come to a more natural rhythm as you shift through the shoulders, maybe move a little through your neck. And then from there, we're going to reach the arms high up over the head, inhaling to lift those hands. And then come through a cactus, the arms, elbows back and down as you exhale, shoulder blades squeeze together. Lifting back up, inhale, reach the fingers high. And then as you exhale, bring the elbows down, shoulder blades move back and down. Good, 2 more times. Inhaling to reach the fingers, lift the arms. Exhaling, W the arms, shoulder blades draw back and down. Good, lifting up, inhaling here. And we're going to twist as we exhale. Good, just gently twisting around, lifting up again, inhale, bring the hands high. And then twisting the other way as you exhale. Good, and lifting up as you inhale. From here we're going to fold forwards. So as you exhale, fold forwards. You might choose to change the legs slightly if you need to, in order to lean the body forwards. Let's let the jaws relax, let the neck relax. And then gently lifting yourself back up. As you lift back up, we'll cross the legs the other way. Lifting the hands high as you inhale. We're going to fold forwards again. So as you exhale, bringing the hands down in front of you. And maybe just gently wiggling side to side. So sort of maybe reaching one hand out and then the other. Maybe softly shifting the body side to side. Let the face relax. Just allow yourself a little bit of fluidity in this position. Notice where the edges of the position exist for you currently. And then bring yourself back upright. As you come back upright, hands come high over the head, stretch out the fingers and then bring the hands into fists. Stretch out the hands, hands into fists. And then blink your hands as quick as you can for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Good. Shake the arms out, come onto your hands and knees. As you come onto your hands and knees, we're going to just cycle through a couple of cat-cows, warm up through the spine. So you're inhaling to look forwards, arching through the back, exhale, tuck the tailbone, Curl through the spine, get some space there. Moving with the breath, inhaling to arch through the back, draw those shoulders back and down, and exhale, spread the shoulders off the sides of the back. Just moving a couple more times in your own way. Notice how the body feels, how the neck feels, how the arms feel, how the hands and wrists feel, taking weight. And then as you're ready, we're going to come to a neutral spine. So as we come to a neutral spine, I want you to imagine some spikes underneath your tummy, and they're just going to make you lift your tummy just that little bit up and in. Try not to let your head drop down, so keep the neck in line and keep those shoulders drawing away from the ears gently. So keeping that braced neutral position, we're going to take the right leg up behind and have the knee bent. So the sole of the foot looks to the ceiling. And as you do so, try not to let that knee drop out to the side. I want you to feel like the inner heel is pushing upwards. At the same time, remember those spikes under the tummy. From there, we're going to reach that back foot back behind you, stretch it out as you inhale, and then exhale to bend it back in, inner heel lifting. And again, inhale, straighten that leg out. And then exhale, bend it back in, inner heel pushes up. And again, inhale, push the heel to the back of the room. Exhale, bend the knee in. We'll do one more. Inhale, pushing that heel to the back of the room. Inner heel pushing back. And then exhale, inner heel pushing up. Good. From there, step that foot all the way between the hands. We're going to lift the hands high. Inhale, reach the fingers up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down, and we're going to move this right foot a tiny bit further forwards and lift the toes of the right foot, aiming to straighten into the back of this right leg. So very gently just working into this, the back of that right leg straightening out. You might do a little bend and straighten. Toes lifted to the ceiling. Good. And then planting the foot back down, lifting the hands high. Inhale, squeeze the left glute, reach the fingertips up. And then exhale, hands down onto your hands and knees. As you come to your hands and knees, again, maybe a cat-cow, or maybe something a bit more intuitive, lengthening through the sides of the body, or circling the ribs around, or bringing the weight forwards and back. So just exploring how the body's feeling. Explore where you can move and find space. And then as you're ready, we'll come to a neutral spine again. So as we come to a neutral spine, think about those little spikes sticking up, hugging the belly in, try and keep the neck in line. And then we're lifting the left foot up behind. So with the left foot lifted again, think of that inner left heel trying to push up towards the ceiling. And then we're straightening the leg. Inhale, push the inner heel away. And then as you exhale, bend the knee in as you lift the inner heel to the ceiling. Inhale, push the heel away. And then bend it back in as you exhale, inner heel lifted. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, straighten that leg out, push the heel away, keep the lower body, the front body hugging in. Exhaling to bend that knee in. Good. 1 more time. Inhale, push that inner heel away. Keep those lower ribs in. Exhale, bend into that knee, inner heel pushing up. Good. And then from there, step it forwards. Plant that left foot down. We're going to lift the hands high. Inhaling to reach the hands up. And then exhaling the hands back down. Wiggle the front foot further forwards. Lift the toes of the front foot. And then work gently into that left hamstring. So again, as you lean back here, sit bones more or less hips above that that right knee. Left toes lifted, gently stretching into the back of this left leg. Little bend and straighten as you just move into the space that's available. Good. And then we'll step it forwards again. So as you plant that left foot down, inhale to lift the hands high, squeeze that right glute. And then exhale the hands down. We're going to step it back to a downward facing dog. So as you find your down dog, just wiggling it out, bending one leg, straightening the other, reach the heels to the back of the mat, one at a time. Good. And and then find your static down dog. As you find your static down dog, just getting a sense of how it feels to pause here. And notice how the breath feels. Notice the breath moving into the sides of the ribs. The physical sensations around that space. Notice your intention. And breathing energy into that. Good. And then from there we're going to walk forwards. So bring your feet all the way forwards towards the front of your mat. As you get to the front, you might have your feet together or you might have your feet a little bit apart. And as you fold, let the head drop down, maybe a little nod or shake of the head, just releasing the tension through the neck. Imagine there is a lead weight right on the top of the head, and that's pulling, hanging down towards the floor. And then from there, very gently, you're going to curl yourself up. So letting the tailbone drop down as you curl through the spine all the way up to standing. And finding your Tadasana at the top of the mat. So maybe the big toes are together and the heels are slightly apart. Or maybe there's a little bit of space. Any issues in the lower back and the hips, you might find a bit of space between the feet more useful. And then as we ground down here into our Tadasana, spread those toes out nice and broadly. Have your arms down by the sides. Feel the shin bones lift, the kneecaps lift. Feel the thigh bones lift and the glutes engage. Feel the lower ribs draw down, but let the ribs be broad enough for the breath to move. Open through the shoulders and soften the sides of the neck. Fingertips grow to the floor, top of the head grows to the ceiling. Take a breath in here. And then exhale. And then bringing your hands over your head. Inhale, lifting the hands and lifting the gaze. And then folding forwards as you exhale, bring the hands all the way down to the floor. Halfway lift here. Inhale, lengthen arms, back legs. And then step the left foot back as you exhale, planting the hands down. We're going to take the right foot to join. Inhale to a strong plank. And then exhale halfway down. Squeeze the glutes, lengthen the neck, move forwards, and then drop the knees, the hips, the belly. Inhale, roll the shoulders back and down. And then from there, lower and push away from the floor as you exhale, pushing towards your downward facing dog. Base of the first fingers, push the front of the mat away. Keep your breath moving here as the heels reach to the back of the mat. Remember, a little bend in the knees is absolutely fine here. If that's what you need, it can help you to really get a sense of lift and extension through the backs of the legs, as well as reaching the heels down to the floor. Good. Next time you exhale, let the knees soften. And from there, step, walk or jump to the front of the mat. Inhaling a little halfway lift at the front. And then folding over the legs as you exhale. From there, coming all the way up to stand. Inhale, bring your hands high over the head. And then thumbs to the chest. Exhaling. And we'll lift up again. Inhale, bring your hands high, lifting the gaze. From there, we'll fold forwards. So exhale, hinging forwards, dropping the head down. Halfway lift here. Inhale, lengthen our arms back, maybe legs. And then take your right foot back as you exhale, plant the hands down. From there, take the left foot to join. Inhale, your strong plank here. Exhale, halfway down, keep those glutes engaged. Your choice, up dog or baby cobra. As you inhale, shoulders back and down, squeeze the glutes. And then you're exhaling, navel to spine as you push to your downward facing dog. And again, a few breaths in your down dog. Breathing into your own intention, breathing into the space at the sides of the lungs. And if you need to rest, do feel free to bring the knees down. If the wrists get tired, always a good idea to come out, give them some movement and then come back in. Next time that you exhale, we're going to soften the knees and then step, walk or jump to the front of the mat, inhaling a halfway lift there. And then from there, exhale, folding over the legs. We'll come up to standing here. Inhale, plant the hands, lift the gaze, lift it up. And then thumbs to the chest as you exhale. Good, and then bend into the knees. Inhale, find your chair pose here, reach the arms up. And then we'll fold forwards, exhale, hands all the way down. Halfway lift here, inhale, straighten arms back, maybe legs. And then taking your left foot all the way back to the back of the mat, drop the knee. Lifting the hands high, inhale, reach the hands up, squeeze that left glute. And then hands down as you exhale, lift the front toes, drop the sit bones all the way back to that back heel. Good. And then step it forwards. Inhale, tuck the back toes into your high lunge. And then reach it into a warrior two as you exhale. Fingers forwards, fingers backwards, a couple of breaths here. So time to just wiggle those feet maybe a bit forwards, a bit backwards. Reaching through the arms. And have the little toe edge of that left foot really connecting down to the floor as your right knee reaches forwards. Good. And then from here, we're going to windmill the hands all the way down. And we're going to plant the left hand on the floor. We're going to step the right foot back to a side plank. Now from our side plank, option to work quite strong here. If you need a bit of support, bring the left knee down and let that left knee be underneath you to support you. We're going to lift the right foot up towards the ceiling, not up towards the ceiling, up towards the wall to the side of us there. So if you're in your side plank, we're lifting that right foot up here. Good. And then from there, we're going to bend the right foot behind and see if you can touch the right foot with the hand. Maybe hold on to the ankle, maybe hold the foot, maybe just touch it. Good, if you've got your knee down, same thing, keep that knee lifted. Good. Hold it for another breath. Good, and then bring it all the way into your plank. Take a breath in plank. Exhale halfway down. From there into your up dog or your cobra as you inhale. And then a downward facing dog as you exhale. From there, left leg in the air, inhale, lifting your left leg high. Knee to the nose as you exhale, curl it forwards. And then step it forwards. We're going to lift into a high lunge here as you inhale. And then we're going to shift the weight forwards and come to warrior three. So gently, gently moving towards that warrior three. Good. Now in your warrior three, I want you to think about when we were on our hands and knees at the start. Think of those spikes that are hugging up towards the body. And then you're going to bend that right knee in. Inner heel lift to the ceiling. And then we're straightening the right foot out behind. Good, and again. Exhale, that right knee bends. And then inhale, push the heel to the back of the room. Now keep with that. Do that a few more times. If you need, you can have the wall or a chair or whatever beside you. Hold on to that. Try and keep that sole of the foot pushing up to the ceiling. And then reaching back behind. Good. One or two more if you can. Good. And then from there, gently, gently bringing it into your chair pose. So plant the feet at the front. Inhale, reach up into your chair pose. Good. And then fold it forwards. Exhale, hands all the way down. Find your halfway lift here. Inhale, lengthen out, arms back, maybe legs. And we're taking the right foot back. Dropping the knee down. Lift the hands high. Inhale. Squeeze the right glute as you lift those hands up. And then hands down as you exhale. Lift the front toes, sit bones as far back as you can, maybe towards the heels. And then we're stepping it forwards, tuck the back toes, inhale, lift into your high lunge. And then from here into warrior two, planting it down. And then again, we're pausing in our warrior two. So time to shift the position if you need. Little toe edge of that right foot grounding. Left knee reaching forwards, fingertips forwards and back. Gaze beyond the front hand. Good, nice and steady there. And then from here, we're going to windmill the arms down. So bring your hands all the way down. Work on a little bit of balance on this right arm. So we're going to step it all the way back to a side plank. And aim to find this position here in order to lift this left leg. Okay, option to bring this right knee down and have yourself grounded in this position. So we've got that left leg lifted. We're going to bend that left foot back and then aim for the hand to reach back. Maybe touch the foot, maybe hold the foot, maybe hold the ankle. Keep with this for another few breaths. Keep yourself stable wherever you are. Good. One more breath. And then as you're ready, find your plank. Inhale into a plank. And then exhale halfway down. Up dog or cobra here. Inhaling. And then your downward dog. As you exhale, we're going to have the right leg lift. Inhale, that right leg comes high. Knee to nose as you exhale. And then step it forwards. Inhale into a high lunge. And then into your warrior 3. As you exhale, shift the weight forward. So you know what's coming here. Use things around you if you need to help your balance. And then we're aiming to keep the position, but bend that left knee, inner heel lifts. And then exhale, reaching it behind. Now keep those thought of those spikes underneath the belly to keep the front body sort of lifting up. Bending that knee in, inner heel lifted. And then straightening it out. Good. Doing a couple more in your own time. Again, use whatever's around you if you need to give you a bit of assistance. Good. Noticing your balance. Keep your eyes focused on a spot in front of you. That's going to really help with your balance. And then as you're ready, we're gently going to step it into our chair pose. Feet down. Inhale, reach into your chair pose. Good, interlace the fingers behind the back. Exhale, folding forwards. Let the head drop in. Pausing here. Good. Feel the knees soft. Gently moving the arms away from the back. Let the chin drop in. And then releasing it back up into your chair pose. Release the hands, inhaling that. Folding over the legs as you exhale. Halfway lift here. Inhale to lengthen. And then back to your downward dog as you exhale. Step it all the way back. Good. From here, pausing in your down dog, we're going to bring the right forearm down. And then push to lift it up. And then the left forearm. So just finding that little bit of movement, one side and then the other. Now as you do this, you're looking at the forearms to check that they come down sort of parallel to each other. But then see if you can, once you've got that, see if you can keep doing that, but look towards your ankles or maybe even towards your knees. So we're keeping the weight moving back rather than shifting the weight forwards with the head. You might try and do both at the same time. And if you're doing both at the same time, you might end up coming up one then the other. See if you can alternate which one comes up first. One or two more if you can. And then as you're ready, we'll come into a narrow child's pose. So the knees together, the feet together. Folding the body over. Letting the head land down. If the forehead doesn't comfortably meet the ground, bring your hands underneath or put a pillow or cushion or something underneath your head so that your forehead can land. And just taking a few breaths here. Again, noticing the breath in the back of the body, feeling the breath expand through the back of the body. Considering your intention. And then gently, you're going to lift back up into your downward facing dog. So as you find your downward facing dog, sit bones lifting high. We're going to lift the right leg in the air. Inhale, lift that right leg high. Right knee to the right elbow as you exhale. Good, we're going to do that again. So inhale, right leg high behind. Shift the weight forwards. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. One more time. Inhale, lifting that right leg high. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Hold it there this time. See if you can move your foot towards your left elbow. So you're trying to squeeze it across. Good, and then gently lower it down. We're going to come into our pigeon. So you might wiggle that left foot back and work towards your pigeon here. So as you're finding your pigeon pose, aiming to lift through the chest. Good, square up through the hips. Try and notice that you don't want to be falling over to one side. Good. Finding your space here in your pigeon. And then if you like, folding forwards. So you might bring the hands underneath the head. You might reach them forwards or out to the sides. Just allowing yourself to land. You might be more comfortable with the head on something. So again, if you've got a cushion or something that will catch your head, or you can stack the hands to catch your head. And just keep tempting those hips to square up a little. And then from here, gently, gently, we're going to lift up. We're going to shift the weight onto the right hip and bring the left leg out in front. With the left leg out in front, the right foot, sole of the right foot come to the left thigh. And we're going to lift up tall here. As you lift up tall, left toes lift. Left knee might be a little bit bent, that's okay. We're going to walk the left sit bone back an inch. So you're literally just lifting that left sit bone back and walking it back an inch. And then leaning forwards, reaching it forwards as far as you can. From there you might hold on to the shin, the ankle, the foot, or even hold on to your right wrist with the left hand. As you fold forwards, if your knee is bent, that's fine, but try not to let it turn out. If your knee is straight, have it active. So draw that kneecap up, have this thigh active as you fold forwards. Take a couple of breaths here, inhaling to lift and lengthen, and then exhaling to lengthen and fold a little further forwards. Good. And then gently, gently, we're going to release that. As we release that, you're going to bring your left knee in. With your left knee in, you're going to hold onto the shin and lift the foot off the floor. Good, so we're squeezing that left knee in. Now we're going to hold onto the back of the thigh. So as your hands hold onto the back of the thigh, I'm going to take a deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, push your left heel away. And you're trying to push it up and away. It might be out in front, might be up high. Inhale, bend the knee, lift the chest. And then exhale, pushing that heel away. The leg might straighten, it might not. And again, inhale. And then pushing the heel away as you exhale. Get the leg as close to the body as you can. One more. Inhaling. And then exhale. Push the heel away. Hold it here. As you hold it here, sitting up nice and tall, we're going to let go of the leg. Reach the arms forwards. Holding it there for 3. And for 2. And for 1. And then we're going to bring that leg all the way behind, back into our pigeon pose. So that left leg goes behind, and we're dropping the hips down and moving back towards our pigeon. So gently, gently softening into your pigeon. If you like, just taking a couple more breaths here. If you like, bending the back knee and catching that foot to really stretch out into the front of that left hip flexor. Keep dropping the hips down, squaring the hips, squaring the shoulders if you're bending and holding onto that back foot. An option to bind here if you want to come into your Ekapada Raja Kapotanasana. Good. And then from there we'll gently, gently lift ourselves out of this. So we're pushing away from the floor. Shin comes up. Step it back to downward dog. And then if you like, going through your flow, so inhaling over to a plank and exhaling halfway down. Finding your up dog or your cobra as you inhale. And then exhaling through to your downward facing dog. And then from there we're going to lift the left leg in the air, so inhaling that left leg high. And then bring the left knee to the left elbow as you exhale. Good, we're pushing it back up. Inhale, left leg high. And then bringing it forwards, exhale, moving forwards. Good, one more. Inhale, left leg high. Moving it forwards as you exhale, holding it there. And then again, as you hold it there, we're aiming to bring the foot towards the right elbow. So hugging it across, just see where it goes. And then from there, placing it down. So we're going to move into our pigeon with that left leg forwards. Again, take your time to just soften down into what's available in this pose for you today. Aiming to square up through those hips. Good. Be gentle. Softening in and out if you need. Lying forwards if you like. Again, as you lie forwards, maybe giving your head that something to land on. Noticing that this side might be very different to the other side. And allow yourself to love it equally. Be gentle. Find the space that's available. Couple more breaths in your pigeon. And then as you're ready, gently lifting yourself up out of that. We're going to bring that right leg all the way around. So drop onto the left hip. Bring the right leg in front. And as we come into a Jani Shasana, we've got the left sole of the foot on the inside of the right thigh. Left knee out to the side. Right knee might be bent, that's okay. Keep lifting the toes of the right foot. Lift the hands and then walk that right sit bone back an inch. And then from there, we're lifting and lengthening, reaching forwards as far as you can. Really extend it out. And then holding on to the shin, the ankle, the foot, or maybe holding the left wrist with the right hand. As you fold forwards here, again, if your knee's bent, that's fine. But if it's not, really engage the kneecap. Draw your body forwards and find a few breaths to lift and extend. So inhaling, lifting and extending out, and exhaling to fold it forwards. Holding onto the legs, just that inhale to lift, and then that exhale to draw yourself forwards. Good. And then as you're ready, gently, gently, we're going to lift out of this. As you lift out of this, we're bringing that right knee in towards the chest. And we're going to hold on to the front of the shin to lift the leg. So you're squeezing that foot off the floor, squeezing the thigh in towards the body. Good. And then from here, we're going to hold on to the back of the thigh. So as you hold on to the back of the thigh, take an inhale, aiming to sit up as tall as you can. And then exhale, push the heel out away from you. And again, inhaling. Bend the knee, sitting up tall, and then exhale, push that heel out and away. The leg might straighten, it might not, it's okay. Inhaling. Allow this side to be different to the other side. Just see what happens, see where you've got the space. We're going to do it one more time. So we're inhaling to bend that knee in. And then as we exhale, push the heel away. We're going to hold it here. Have the leg as close to you as you can. And then we're releasing the hands. Reach the hands forwards, holding it here for 3. And for 2. Good. Shoulders relaxed. And for 1. And then lower it down. We're going to bring that leg all the way behind. So you're going to shift yourself into your pigeon with that right leg back behind you. Just opening out through the front of that right hip flexor. Again, you might just pause here working into this, or you might bend that right leg and see if you can catch the foot, really working to open the front of this hip. So keep dropping this hip forwards and down as you bring the foot in, aiming to lift and square the hips, square the shoulders. Just taking a few breaths wherever you are. Good, and then we're going to push up into our down dog. So planting the hands, lifting that front leg off the floor into your downward facing dog. Good, maybe a little wiggle through the hips and the legs. And then from here, we're going to come to lie down. Hooray! So you might jump forwards. You might practice your little jump to sit and lie down, in which case we're crossing the legs. Or you might choose to just bring the knees down. As you bring yourself all the way down onto your back, letting your legs land, feet on the floor, knees pointing to the ceiling. We'll get a couple of little arch and flattens in here. So dig the tailbone down to arch the back. And then tilting the pelvis the other way, tilting it posteriorly to flatten. Good. Moving with your breath. Just exploring that mobility through the hips. Good. And then from there, we'll bring the right knee into the chest. Squeeze it in, take a little rock side to side. That's it. And then keeping the right knee in towards the chest, you're going to place your left foot underneath your left knee. So you might bring that left foot in a little, plant the foot down. Keeping the right knee where it is, bring the arms down by the sides. And we're going to push into that left heel, squeeze the left glute, lift the hips up to the ceiling. And then gently lower it down. Same thing again. Inhale, push into that left heel, lift the hips. And then exhale to lower back down. 2 more. Inhale, push to lift. Exhale to lower down. 1 more. Push into the heel. Don't let the left knee fall out to the side. Lift the hips up. And then exhale to lower down. Hold on to the back of the right leg. Reach the right heel up away from you. Circle that right foot around. Good. And then gently bring that leg down. So plant your right heel down underneath the right knee. Bring the left knee into the chest. Just squeeze it in. Maybe a little rock side to side. Just holding that left knee in place as you rock. Good. And then from here, we're going to let the right foot be really grounded. Let the arms come beside you. Push into that right heel. Lift the hips. Inhaling to lift. Squeeze that right glute. Exhale to gently lower it back down. And again, inhale, lifting the hips. Push into that right heel. And then exhale to slowly lower it back down. 2 more. Inhaling, lifting the hips, squeeze the glute, push into the right heel. Exhale, lowering down. We've got 1 more. As you lift up, make sure that right knee isn't falling out to the right side. And then lowering down as you exhale. Good, hold on to the back of the left leg. Lift the heel away from you and then circle that leg around. Circle the foot around. Getting some movement in the ankle. Good, and then you'll bring the knees into the chest. Take a little rock side to side and then we'll come into a twist. So you're letting your knees land all the way over to one side. Let the knees separate. Let the hand hold that top knee comfortably. Other hand out to the side. And just breathing into the side of the body here as you twist. Good. And then gently come back through center. So bringing the knees in, take a little rock, and then we'll come over to the other side. So we're letting the knees come over, let the knees separate, let the hand hold the top leg, right arm out to the side. So just letting yourself land and relax, breathing into the side of the body. Noticing how the breath moves and how the breath feels. And then bringing your knees back through center. From here, we're going to come into a final resting pose. So allowing yourself to land in a comfortable way. If you have a jumper or something over yourself, then do that. If you have something that you can place over your eyes, then find that and let yourself land with the eyes closed and the body just dropping back. And noticing your breath as you land. Noticing where the breath moves and how the breath feels. As you land, conscious of the movement of the breath, conscious of the effects of your intention. of the breath, allowing it to simply be. The feet and the legs are relaxed. Hips and back are relaxed. Hands and arms are relaxed. Belly and chest moving easily with the breath. And the shoulders and neck are relaxed. Jaws and the base of the tongue relax. Eyebrows and forehead are relaxed. Eyes softening back into eye sockets. Bring your attention to your breath, allowing your breath to move a little deeper, wiggling the fingers and the toes, maybe moving the face, shrugging through the shoulders, and maybe stretching your arms and your legs. Or maybe bringing the knees toward the chest and taking a little rock side to side on your back. As you're ready, you're going to gently ease yourself over onto your right side, maybe using your right arm as a pillow. And then keeping your eyes closed or letting them come to a soft focus as you bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Letting the palms of the hands come together, the thumbs point inward toward the chest. And just taking a moment to notice the breath as it moves. Notice the sensations around the breath. And notice your intention. And I thank you kindly. Namaste. Thank you. As always, any questions about your practice, please do not hesitate to get in touch. It's lovely to hear from you. And any requests for future classes as well, please do feel free to get in touch. And it's lovely to connect with you. I wish you well. Namaste. Have a lovely day. Thank you.